And are you refreshed? Do not have as much volume as usual, but maybe. Can you hear us? Now what? Now what? Let's continue where we were.
Thanks. Hi. So the question I was getting at was, you can't solve a problem when you're in it. But if you're in it and the people you're trying to solve the problem with are in it, how do you solve that problem?
Often the problem has to get so big that you're distracted by the sheer bigness of it.
Right.
In other words, it reaches such proportion that your desire to feel good just becomes more dominant than anything else. And so in a sort of self-survival mode, you find a better feeling place without demanding that the circumstance changes.
Okay. That's the only way.
Well, it isn't the only way, but in the premise that you set up, it is.
Okay. What's another way? And a different premise?
Another way is just gradually look for reasons to feel good.
Okay.
Make lists of positive aspects. Find more things to appreciate. Because it doesn't take very much shifting of your vibration for manifestations around you to shift. So, of course, the best thing to do is to be aware of how you feel, be very particular about how you feel, and keep yourself in balance. But very often, the very biggest of desires are born out of the most dramatic of the contrast. And so sometimes we think you just like the drama of it.
Okay.
Sometimes you want bigger strides.
Right.
Sometimes you want to make bigger impact. Sometimes you want to tell a bigger story. But usually you were just not paying attention to what you were doing with your vibration. And so it's just a matter of beginning to pay attention to what you're doing with your vibration, and everything must improve.
Okay.
It's easy for us because we stand in the vortex and we have the long view. And we know that future generations are already being benefited by what you all are living. And we've seen the vortex predecessor, the vibrational predecessor to generations that are coming. And so we have the big picture, and we know that things are getting better and better and better and better and better. What it really takes, for someone to really get hold of deliberate creation, for someone to really be joyful in their day-to-day experience, these things are necessary. It is important that you understand that you are vibrational beings. It's important that you understand what your emotions are telling you. It's important that you understand that you are eternal beings. Mm-hmm. It's important that you understand that law of attraction is responding to your vibrational point of attraction. And it's important to understand that you have control over your personal point of attraction. And when you get those very basic things in place, where at first you want to know it, and then you sort of kind of know it, and then you're really hoping for it, and then you're finally believing it to the point that you're knowing it. Once you know that you are the creator of your reality, because you are the creator of your emotion, because you are the creator of your mood, because you are the director of your thoughts, once you get that into place, then you would never be wary or guarded about anything that might come, because you know anything that comes is just the beginning of the journey. When Jerry and Esther first began playing with us, we encouraged them they were living in this city. And it's a very big city, have you noticed? Many miles from the east to the west, many miles from the north to the south. In other words, it's a very, very big city. And they had friends who were aware of Abraham and the weirdness that Jerry and Esther were involved in. And they played a game where they would just go get lost. They would say, go lose yourself somewhere in the city and we will come and find you. And what fun it was in the finding. Sometimes it was confounding because as Jerry and Esther would try to find them, they kept moving. But what we're getting at is the joy is always in the journey. Right. And when you get that, then it just does not matter very much at all where you're currently standing. And if you can get your eyes up off the floorboards and out to the highway ahead of you, you can have a good time.
Okay.
Did we get there for you?